everywhere. You'd think with all these things that are speeding things up for us and moving us along, people would be early, or at least on time. But somehow everybody's still always late. They always say the same thing when they finally show up after you've been waiting for them. Oh, sorry, traffic. Really? How you think I got here? Helicoptered in? I allow for it. How else does technology torture us? We'll try opening up a brand new CD. What has happened to the packaging of CDs? These are angry, angry people, these CD packagers. Open here. Is that sarcasm? Are they mocking me? And that plastic they use is so thick, it's like they're trying to keep it fresh. This is government plastic. Civilians can't buy this stuff. And you can't get through the stuff without slashing it with a knife or scissors or something. In fact, I find you need a sharp pair of scissors to get into just about anything these days. Have you tried to open a package of scissors lately? You need scissors to get into scissors. But what if you're buying scissors for the first time? I mean, how can you possibly get in there? Talk about a catch-22. Batteries are also packaged like they never want you to get in them. What could possibly happen to batteries that manufacturers need to package them like that? On the other hand, take a good look at the packaging of light bulbs. Thin cardboard, open on both ends. What are those packagers thinking? Oh, the light bulbs? They'll be fine. It's hard to get into anything, even toilet paper. What has happened to toilet paper in public bathrooms? It's not even one-ply anymore, is it? It's a sheer suggestion of toilet paper. It's an innuendo. It's like prosciutto. It's so thin. And if you're in a public bathroom and it's a brand new roll that hasn't gotten started yet, just try to find the start of the toilet paper roll. First you turn slowly. Keep turning. Well, surely I've gone around once or twice by now. Then you go fast. Maybe the wind will open up the first flap. Then you go the other way, thinking maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. Back to slow again. And you find it finally, it's glued down. So then, you try to pull it apart, but only 1/4 of an inch separates and the rest stays glued, so you're pulling and pulling, and soon you've got like a 5-foot-long 1/4 of an inch strip. I don't want a streamer, I want toilet paper. So now one side is fully intact and you've got a groove cut out on one side, so then you use your finger to try to even it out, and you never get it exactly even. So then, you finally just start clawing at it like a wild animal. Jesus, I just want toilet paper! On the other hand, some things that don't need to be made easier are being made easier. They're making these automated toilets that flush entirely on their own schedule. Sometimes they just go off randomly. You're still sitting down and suddenly it just flushes like, wow! Hey! How dare you! I'll decide when I'm done. And then other times it won't go off when you want it to. You stand up and you stare at the toilet. Sometimes you have to fake it out. You sit back down, you get up, sit down again, you get up, try walking away, come back, start tiptoeing away. Nothing works. Then, when you go to wash your hands, you don't have any control of that either. It has to see your hands first, so it can decide how much water it's going to give you. It gives only a certain amount of water, and you don't know how much you're getting, so you're like a little raccoon under there, rubbing your little paws together. It gives you some, then it decides that's enough, and it's not. So then you have to pull out and pretend like you're a new set of hands going back in again. Same thing happens with the dryer. You don't have any control. You have to put your hands under the vent to get air to come out. This is all to avoid germs, which is great. Fantastic. Good for the health of the world. Then you walk over to that disease-ridden door handle, open it up, and head to that bowl of mixed nuts you're sharing at the bar. Technology has done one beautiful thing for us. It's called the cell phone. There's now not one place in the world where a cell phone is not going off. And every cell phone now has its own little song. Good thing we got rid of those obnoxious rings, isn't it? When you're on a cell phone, you can't ever have a full conversation. Usually the reception is terrible, and somehow it's only bad on your side. The person talking to you has no idea you have bad reception. They're rambling on and on, you've got your finger jammed in your ear, you're shushing people on the street, ducking behind a dumpster, putting your head between your knees just so you can hear about your friend's new haircut. What about the bangs? Are they shorter? Are the bangs shorter? The bangs! At least if they're static, you have some clue that you may get cut off. There's nothing worse than when you have crystal clear reception and you've been rambling on for who knows how long, only to find out that it cut out who knows how long ago. Then you get paranoid. Then you're scared to talk too long ever again. Next time you're on the phone, you become obsessed with checking. So, we were going to the cheese shop. Hello? Okay. And we knew we were having white wine. Still there? All right. And I thought, okay, what kind of cheese would go best? Did I lose you? Okay. And I like Munster. Even if you're on a regular phone at home, you'll be interrupted somehow. You'll be interrupted by call waiting, most likely. Call waiting was invented as a convenience. But let's face it, it's really turned into a many People's Choice Awards. You find out right away who wins or loses. You're having a pleasant conversation with someone you think is a good friend. You hear the click. You're confident they're going to come back to you. And then they come back and say, I've got to take this other call. You know what that means they just said to the other person? Let me get rid of this other call. That's what you just became, a call to get rid of. Then you learn to trick them the next time when they say they've got to check on the other call. Hey, when you come back, remind me to tell you something that somebody said about you. Hello. Of course, you don't have to pick up call waiting. You can get voicemail. Voicemail will pick it up for you. My favorite voicemail is the one where you insert your name into a robotic message. You end up sounding more like a robot than the robot. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Ellen is not available. Is that how I say my name?